everybody. So today I want to talk to y'all about mealworms. I've been breeding mealworms for quite some time now, and I get asked a lot on how I do it. So today I would like to share that with you. But before we get started, here are just a few things that you will need to become successful in breeding mealworms. So let's go ahead and jump into how I sort and feed my mealworms and beetles. So we're going to start with the beetles. And as you can see, there's a bunch of beetles in here. However, I probably do have eggs in here. So we're going to sift through these guys. And the way that I do that is with the sifter. And then I also just went and bought Dollar Tree little cheap container. Now with the sifters, there are different sized mesh. So we're going to start with the baby one. So this size is basically for your frass and any leftover mini mealworms that you cannot see. And as you can see from my last time sifting, these guys they're already growing in here, and there's not any food, and they're still able to survive. So this will be for the frass, which we'll get into that a little later in the video. And then you have your medium-sized, which is the middle size, and then you also have the big size. I use the big one when I'm sifting the beetles. That allows me to be able to get most of the oatmeal that they've already eaten and everything. So basically, and I actually have another tub of beetles, but I just got this one out. So the reason we use the egg crates is it helps them nest, lay their eggs. They chew on it, like you'll see in this one here. They've pretty much got that one all demolished out. And I don't know if you can hear them. That's their little feet just kind of making noises, moving around. So what I do, and I always keep like the old, I feed them old peppers off my plants outside that just didn't make it. Carrots, celery. So basically you're going to sift just like that. And you can see like what we're wanting to do with the beetles. You want to sift to try to get the eggs. And if you notice in the bottom of the bin, these little dots here, that's not moldy food. That's actually eggs that have been laid. So I won't put the beetles back in here. I will actually put the babies of what I have sifted. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. Have to be careful because they're steady dropping. But they're so small. So I will take these guys after I sift and I'll dump them in here because that's where your micro mealworms are going to be. So, and it does take a little time to sift. It just depends on how tedious you want to be with it. I actually have a mealworm in here, so I'll go in and throw him in that one. So I'm going to sift these guys later on. I just kind of want to do a quick video for you all. We'll put them off to the side. I'll do them later. So this is now a new bin. New bin of babies. So now what I would do is I would add my oatmeal, and then I would add my pieces of egg crate. And then I will also add like a celery, and they've been kind of chewing on that. I'll add the celery, that way that gives them water as well as nutrition to eat. So that starts that bin. So if you notice in this bin, this is actually where my mealworms will start to pupae. And they don't bite. Now, however, if you want to raise the jumbo mealworms, they will pinch. They bite. So I would not suggest holding them. But you see, like, if you don't stay on top of them, they'll go ahead and pupae into the beetles. That's what those guys are there. Beetle there. So how do you get all of the pupae out? Well, there's one or two ways you could do it. You can get the large, and your mealworms are going to fall through this. But with your pupae, they like to lay on top. And if you stay on top of everything, you can just pick them out, or you can sift them, because they're going to stay in the large screen. So you would sift all of your pupaes. Now once you sift the pupaes out of your mealworms, they go into this bin that has nothing as far as bedding, because you want them to hatch. So they don't really need to bed because they're in the pupae state. So all I do is put small amounts of feed in here for them. That keeps your new hatched beetles busy, because if you don't keep them busy, look at there. These are all new hatches. If you don't keep them busy, they will eat all of these non-hatched. So I take this and turn it upside down into my beetle bin. Now you can go through here and sift all of this old stuff. I leave it in here because, like I said, it does give them something to eat on. But that's the easiest way to catch the beetles after they pupae. I want to see if I could. Oh, so here's a new hatch. Now, when a new hatches, they're very soft. So you will be able to squeeze them. So you have to be careful with your new hatches. And of course, your new hatches are going to be the very light color. These are going to be what you would consider like a juvenile. And then these are going to be your older mating, egg laying. And they do not bite. So what do we do with the frass? What is frass? Frass is everything that is basically leftover poop, broken down organic. So I have an actual bin with nothing but frass. But how do you know it's nothing but frass? There are probably micro babies in here that we did not see as we sifted. So what you want to do with your frass is, when you collect, you want to take one bin and collect a certain amount of frass. A lot of people use these this here in their gardening. A lot of nutrients in that. So you take your frass, you sift it with the smallest screen. I don't normally do this inside because it does kick up a lot of dust. However, I'm in my craft room in a confined area, so I will try not to stir too much dust. See if I can do it like this, because I want to see if I have any babies in here. Now, I've gotten to the point when I collect the frass after I sift all of my bins, I do not add any more frass to this bin, because I basically want to get rid of all of the babies that could possibly be in here. Normally you would shake this, but like I said, I don't want to stir too much. Okay, so here's one that is actually growing. So he will go in the small mealworm bin. The baby bin. So once you've done all of this to your frass and you know for a fact you have not added, there is no more sight of life, you can basically take this frass, move it outdoors, use it in your plants, gardening, whatnot. Throw it away. Okay, so we've kind of got to the bottom, and I still do have some. So I'm going to take what's left, and I will put them in with my mealworms that are basically growing. Now, if you do not have food in with your mealworms or your beetles, they will eat each other. So this goes back in here. I will continue to keep this for probably a month without adding anything to it. No food or anything. They'll find nutrients in the soil if there's any babies. So I will leave this one completely alone and then just sift it within the month period of time. After that, then this bin is now dumped into an outside bin and used for gardening. And then I'll start a new bin of new frass, which I actually have done. And these are the new babies. Let's see if we can find a babies. It's kind of hard to see them in there. They don't really like the light. They like to bed down. There's a few moving around. And I'm sure there's probably some that are even smaller. So this is my new bin of frass collection. So I just I will add to this maybe one or two more times. And then by that time, my other bin will be empty. And then I'll just keep rotating bins. I do that on my mealworms also. I have the baby bin, which is basically this. These are new grow out mealworms. And then I have another set of mealworms that are still growing. Now some will pupate. If you see that, like that one there, they will pupate even at this little small stage, and that's fine. I'll sift through them and I'll get the pupae out of this bin. But these are kind of like my middle babies, so you won't really get a whole lot of pupae out of this age group. However, with these guys, which are much bigger, they will pupae like crazy. Another good thing about the cartons is most of the time when they pupae, they will go into the carton and they'll stop moving. They won't be as active. They just kind of lay around until they actually start the pupae process. So then I just take this, because I know there's no mealworms in here. I'll take these and dump these straight into the pupae bin for new hatches. And then I'll pick out all the little guys who decided to hatch early. So there you have it, guys. I hope that helped with this video. Thank y'all for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe.